Tepu, Assalamu alaikum, Namaste, Haru Nefer. This is Qesankh Kaparu with another exciting video for you. And in this video, we're going to talk about the problem with the problem with modern black men. But before I do that, I want you to hit the like button on this video. If this is your first time to my channel, hit the subscribe bell to get notifications when I go live and when I upload recorded videos. If you'd like to know more about my spiritual teachings, you can scroll down below and click on one of the 4 ebooks, and you can download a free ebook which will take you deeper down the rabbit hole on my spiritual ideology and some revealing things about our reality. However, if that's not enough, you can become a Patreon supporter for as little as $1, $5, or $20 per month. You can cancel at any time. You get exclusive access to instructional videos on the esoteric, videos on the spiritual, that'll teach you how to put together a magical amulet, communicate with your ancestors, speak with the deities. We have 2 great series that are now running. The first series is on getting rid of ancestral trauma, and the other one is on the Bible, which is the secrets of the Bible. So you can check those out. And as I said, you can cancel at any time. Last but not least, share this video with family and friends so we can get this revolution started. So Haru Nefer, how's it going? So I wanted to do this very, very important video. And it's going to get some guys upset, some brothers upset, but I'm sorry, but I got to speak the truth. And if you see I got like a green tint or somewhat, it's because I got this lightsaber sitting on my desk. It's a lightsaber light or lamp, Luke Skywalker's. So let me start off by saying this thing that we call racism, oppression, white supremacy, whatever you want to call it, could have been eliminated a long time ago if we had got our butts together. And I'm speaking specifically about black men. You see, we're so caught up in style over substance, majoring in the minor, that we do things to go around and around, but never attack the problem head on. You understand? And this is because we've been socially engineered. I've always said that you are not a human being, as you want to call yourself. You're not independent. You're not woke. You're not out of the matrix. You are socially engineered. You see, the system has got you, and it's got you good. And those who profess to be woke are just deluding themselves. They're not. Because we can see that en masse, black people, especially black men, are part of the problem. That's right, we are part of the problem. You see, we're weak, we're afraid, we're cowards. We care only about style. We go around mean mugging each other. Who's got the best gold chain? Who looks the best? Calling each other nigga. That should have been eliminated a long time ago, because if you understand the power of the word, as Christians said, if you understand the Vedic mantras that, words have meaning, words have vibrations. You shouldn't be out there using words to belittle one another. In spite of what you think that, we made nigga into a positive thing. No, you're not. It's always going to be a negative connotation. And the brain is going to register that on a certain frequency as negative. We don't know how to raise our kids. But the fact of the matter is, I'm going to go back to this, is that we are weak. And this has been programmed into us by our mothers, by our fathers. So you're carrying on this legacy of being a weak Black man. And I don't care what you say you are weak, because you do not possess the tools to make you a strong man. And to make you a strong man is not necessarily that you can mean mug each other, that you look the cool, is you got swag as Black women. And Black women, you running after this swag, but the swag is meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. Because those are some of the most weakest men out there. Look at the men that went on the Million Man March, who went twice. All of them are weak Black men. They revealed themselves. They were weak Black men because you let this weak man, Farrakhan, this con artist, dupe you into going to Washington for nothing. For nothing. Look at how this Nation of Islam has duped you into joining it just so you can look nice by wearing a suit. Style over function. Those things aren't important. So no matter how much you profess that you follow the true religion, or that you're really a woke man or a strong man, you're really you're just an avatar. And you're in this simulation, and you're playing your role, because none of you have the balls to challenge the system. Actually, you don't. You're afraid because you look for a conduit. You look for some other organization, other person to do the fighting on your behalf, whether it be Black Lives Matter, Nation of Islam, Malcolm. We're always talking about Malcolm, Farrakhan. No, these people are not going to save you. You are going to save yourself. The way that this system of oppression, and you are oppressed. You're not deluded in thinking that. The only way this system is going to come crumbling down if it is going to be if you do it. If you roll up your sleeves and go out there and do the damn work. If you actually challenge the system. But you're too weak. You were brought up that way. You were socially engineered that way. You are a program that works for the system. Black men, all they think about is rap, hip hop, sports, and getting women. That's all you think about. I look onto social media. I look at, what these Black content creators, what they're creating, and everything is about relationships, about women. You see, you can make a rap track about selling drugs and killing your brothers, but you can't make a rap track about taking out this white man who's oppressed you. Black women always want to blame Black men for something, but you'll never look at the white man and blame him for raping you in slavery, putting you on birthing farms, forcing you to give birth to mulatto babies. You'll never hold white men accountable for that. But instead, you want to call Black men deadbeat Black men. They're unemployed. They're dusty. They're educated lames. You never call white men that. You never challenge white men, Black women. And Black men, you never challenge white men. I get these photos all the time showing Black men marching, looking good, looking strong, holding automatic weapons. I don't see you out there with those automatic weapons taking out any of those individuals that have done us harm. How can an old woman who was responsible for Emmett Till's murder die from old age? I look at all these reports that I see about how in the 40s, the 30s, the 20s, we were lynched. Black men were lynched for crimes they didn't even commit. The Jews are still going around trying to get those Nazis, trying to find them and put them on trial. The black man, have you found these guys who these white people who have lynched your ancestors? No, you've not looked for them. You don't care because you want to be thugging. You want to be, into the rap. You want the bag. You want to know why we're suffering from racism? You want to know why every immigrant group that comes to this country steps on us? The Asians now want to eliminate affirmative action in the education system. White women already took over the civil rights group. Affirmative action. They are the beneficiaries of affirmative action, white women. You let Indian, Asian come into this country, take your jobs, and step all over you. Black men. He said it you just said it. That's absolutely right. You are cowards. You're afraid of dying. But many times that fear never comes into fruition. So what are you afraid of? You see, the system has been designed by the CIA to distract you from real efforts of progressing yourselves. They distract you by putting out their rap, by your P. Diddy's, your 50 Cent, Nicki Minaj. They distract you with them. Michael Jordan. They distract you with these celebrities and entertainers. It's aspirational thinking because they make you think that you can achieve that same level of success and wealth when you cannot. You cannot. The emperor has no clothes, and you can't see that. You're caught up chasing a pipe dream. You want to look stylish. You want to have swag. You want to get women. You want to make six figures, or you want to make $1 million. The most important thing in your life should be it's two important things in your life that you need to focus on. Only two. Number one, the liberation and freedom of your people. And number two, becoming godlike. Which really number one is, you should be number one is becoming godlike, but I know you don't want to chase that, because if you start chasing that, you're going to start going into the 5%ers, the nation is. See, you want to be part of these little cliques that look cool on the outside, but don't do anything to free your people. That's right, I said it. The NAACP, Nation of Islam, your 5%ers, your Christian groups, they all are put there by the cabal to keep you away from achieving the goal, from recognizing your spiritual divinity, and number one, from freeing your people. You don't understand that, though. You see, you're operating on a very subconscious level, meaning you run away for anything that may cause you pain. And you gravitate toward those things that will bring you pleasure. But those things that are giving you pleasure are fleeting, and you're not free. You're not free people. You're not a free man. You're not an individual. I don't care what you think. You are part of the Borg collective. Resistance is futile. That's right. And another thing is you don't love yourself. And consequently, that's how you treat your brothers. You kill them just from stepping on your shoes. Look at Chicago, murder capital of the world. Isn't that a location of the Nation of Islam? Does Farrakhan live in Chicago? How is it that we're creating music which promotes the slaughter of our own people? How is it that we allow our own brothers to kill one another? Well, when you don't like yourself, you're going to start killing people who look like you. You're not winning at this game. In fact, that you're losing. You're losing. Malcolm X died without creating a movement. Malcolm X died with the realization that the Nation of Islam was teaching hatred. Right after he came from Mecca, he said, he's been duped. Because the teachings of the Elijah Muhammad are about teaching hatred and black superiority. But see, you venerate and you love these groups because they make you feel like you're part of a clique. I was in the Nation of Islam. I got out of it after about 5 years because I realized they weren't doing anything. They were all talk and no action. And I got sick of that talk. Khalid Muhammad would come. He would speak about, we're going to kick the white man's butt. We're going to do this. Pass the collection, play the round, please. Pass the collection, play the round. And then leave. And then go off to another city. Get you all pumped up as if you were going to really do something. Never had a plan. Never executed a plan. Just came and just talk. Farrakhan, every time something in the news happens, he wants to ride on the back of that. He's going to say something about that so he can get some attention. But he hasn't done anything. Talking about this land that we need separation. Separation is not going to liberate you. What's separation going to do? It's just going to give them an easier target. They know where you're at now. Then they want to blame integration. Well, integration destroyed us. No, it did not. You destroyed you. Well, interracial sex or interracial couples are destroyed us. No, that did not. You know what destroyed you? You destroyed you. Because you don't support your own religion. You won't go after you. Instead of going en masse to sign up with a Yoruba priestess or priest or Kemetic priest or priestess, you've got to run to T.D. Jakes. You got to run to Joel Osteen. You got to run to Creflo Dollar because you want to be part of the clique. You know that those religions don't make sense. You know that those religions were used to oppress us. You know they have. Those religions are responsible for the murders of the Native Americans. The murders. Those religions were responsible for putting us into slavery. But you run to register, to sign up. And those religions are anti-Black. At the heart of their teachings is the hatred of Black people and Black civilization. But you register and you sign up for it. In droves. You try to take Judaism from the Jews and see what happens. You try to take Islam from the Muslims, and Islam is not a black religion. It was not meant for black people. I can prove that. You try to take it from the Muslims, and you're going to invite a holy war. But you take our Kemetic religion, our Yoruba, you don't have to take it because we'll give it to you on a silver platter. We don't protect that which is our own. We jump on board everybody else's stuff. When we talk about Christians, how come we don't talk about the Coptic church, the true Christians, the Christians and the Jews that were before white people? We don't talk about that. Why don't you join that movement? You've allowed Hollywood to depict the ancient Egyptians, our ancestors, as white. You've allowed them to do that. You've supported that. The very things that your ancestors left you that are yours. Santeria, Ifa, the Kemetic system. You've given it away. And it's the same attitude to where when the immigrant population comes into this country in droves, you allow them to take your jobs. You allow them to get your place in college entry. I said this a long time ago. I've been threatened by the members of the Nation of Islam, but not one of them has threatened the white man. Not one of them has threatened the Hollywood producer for portraying the Egyptians as black. We're ready to kill each other over minor stuff, but we won't challenge them for anything. You're lost, and you're a coward, and you're weak. Because you should be ready to die rather than give up the Kemetic religion, rather than give up Yoruba, rather than give up voodoo. You allowed Hollywood to depict the religion of voodoo as negative and evil. You allowed Christians in the Christian church, black Christians, to call voodoo evil. You should be fighting tooth and nail before you allow anyone to take these things away from you. You know, we celebrate Mansa Musa, the richest man on the planet, black man, worth about $400 billion at the time, and accounting for inflation. But did you know that he faced opposition from the African priests and priestesses? You know why? Because they asked him, they said, Mansa Musa, why are you becoming Muslim? Why are you following Islam? Your ancestors, your people are African, and therefore they follow Ma'at. Why are you following those foreign religions? And they were right on point to question him about that. Why must you adapt that? You have your own spiritual system. You wouldn't have become who you were or gotten to where you are now if it wasn't for the traditions of Africa, the African religions. But every slave master religion you want to take on and then go and shit on your own religion and shit on your own ancestors and people. You say something about Muhammad and the Muslims will want to kill you. But every Christian church always got some problems with Ramses. When I talk about how evil the Egyptians were. And we don't care. You go to Africa and it's so confused in Nigeria. They are so mentally messed up. They are praying to statues of white Jesus. How did their minds get to that point? That they would pray to a white Jesus. Not even a black Jesus, a white Jesus. Dr. John Henry Clark told me, he says, they are a bunch of Jesus freaks. Because the religion has made you passive. The image of Jesus is a passive white man. That's not of a liberator. That's not of Haruka Huti, your God, a warrior. You're ready to cut the throat of your own brothers rather than go fight this white man. Because you're so scared. Everybody voted against Trump. They didn't care who the other candidate were. Because they were so scared that Trump was a racist. Ooh, he was going to do something to us. Fear. Fear. I pity you, black man. I pity you. Because you don't know who you are, which is a God. And you're weak inside. Go look at the Maasai warriors in Africa. These guys be fighting lions. But they don't go mean mugging each other or carry on with swag or try to look all big and bad. They got them in ebb. They're zen. They're peaceful. They've got nirvana. They're centered. They don't outwardly show off. But every time you see us, we got to be swaggy swag. Counting the money. Where did this come from of counting the money? Elon Musk doesn't do that. Bill Gates doesn't do that. Where do we get that counting the money from? Got to make it rain. Because we're cowards. Real people with real money own the bank, own corporations. They ain't got to flaunt anything. But you got to dress to impress. You got to look good. That stuff is meaningless. Because at the end of the day, you ain't built nothing, you ain't done nothing, and you ain't shit. You want to go build mosques? That's not your religion. You want to go build a mega church? That's not your religion. Those religions were meant and created by left-brain people. You are a right-brain race. Only a right-brained race could have created the pyramids. Left brain thinks concretely. It cannot think abstractly. Therefore, it creates religions based on concrete thinking, meaning that you read it, and what you read is what they're all. That's all there is to it. But because we're abstract, we think in metaphors, and our writings are rich in metaphoric meaning. And they are in such control that they have the world running around thinking the most evil man on the earth was Hitler. No, he wasn't. It was King Leopold and what he did in the Congo. He is the most evil person. This system will not bend to your will. It will forever pretend that it's making progress, racial strides, but it's all a facade. Look at Hollywood was talking about diversity, inclusion. And what did they do when you weren't even paying attention? Because you're so caught up with Puffy. They brought all these immigrants into the country. What was Trump saying he was going to do? Build a wall and keep the immigrants out. But no, you voted for a man who let them in. Take your jobs now. Giving them money. You voted in a president now that's giving Israel money, even though Israel is guilty of war crimes. That's fine. If they want to give Israel money, go ahead, do it. But you need to give Black people money as well in reparations for what we have been through. And they say, well, no, we can't do that because we don't know what budget it will come out of. And we need to do a study on how this will impact people. You know why they give you those excuses? Because they know you're weak and they would never, or you will go along with it. In other words, you'll be like, okay, you need to do a study. Okay. You need to find out what budget it will come from. Okay. COVID hit. Israel got attacked. Suddenly they had all this money to support them, but when you ask for reparations for the rape and pillaging of your nation, sorry, we don't have money. They do it because they know you won't retaliate. They know you won't do anything about it. You should be up in arms. You should be ready to fight. But no, you got to drive around in your Benz or Bentley or whatever and play the music loud with the rap. You got to find out, what Beyonce is doing. You're not attacking the problem head on. You're not presenting yourself as a threat. I'm going to end by saying this. I was once talking to this woman at this nightclub. There was this man that was in back of me. And he just standing there watching. And it kind of unnerved me in a way that he was watching. But anyway, after spitting game to the woman, I decided that, hey, I was going to move on. Then the man introduced himself to me. He turned out to be her husband. So I went up to my friend who was a dating coach, and I said, well, why did he let me talk to his wife for that long a period? He said, you want to know why he let you talk to his wife for that long a period? I said, yeah, I want to know why. He said, because you were no threat. He knew that she wasn't going to go home with you. So he was cool. You were no threat to him. And that's how we are to white people, Black men. We are no threat to them. So why should they cave in? Why should they give us anything? Because you have already proven that when they don't want to give us anything, we still support them. You know? So why should they give us anything? And they're not going to. They'll pretend to give us stuff like these little stupid holidays, Juneteenth. But the stuff that we really need that would make a difference of substance, they hold back from us. When Black Lives Matter demonstrated financial irresponsibility and disseminating or distributing the wealth that they had collected, we should have went for their heads. Each one of those women who ran that organization. But that was our fault anyway, because they put on their website what they were about. They weren't for heterosexual Black men. They were against the nuclear family. But yet we still supported them. Black men still walking around with a nice little cap, support BLM. We should have had a witch hunt, hunting down those women and putting them on trial for what they did. But no one in the Black community has done anything. So why those women went and bought houses, luxurious houses, and they said, yeah, we did it. We took your money and we bought houses. What are you going to do about it? And none of us did anything. Immigrants come over here. Yeah, we're taking your jobs. We're taking your spot at the university. Asian people are going to do away with affirmative action. Yeah, we're going to do away with it. So what are you going to do about it? Nothing. We'll lynch your men and castrate them. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. We're going to take your religion and call it our own. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. You know why? Because you're weak, Black man. You're weak. You walk around pretending you're swaggy swag. Gonna talk about Malcolm. I support Malcolm. I don't give a shiznick who you support. I care what you're doing now. I don't care what ideology you're jumping on board. It doesn't mean anything for me. I don't care if you're Christian or Muslim or whatever. I don't care if you follow Malcolm or Dr. King. I don't care if you're a Garveyite. I don't care because it doesn't mean anything. What means something is what you're doing now. Have you challenged the system? Have you brought anything down? No, you haven't. You haven't. But when there's a rap concert, when there's a game on TV, oh, you up for that, aren't you? You up for that, huh? I want to thank you for tuning in. And if you get an opportunity, please donate to this channel. It helps me to keep things going. I really hope this message resonates with you, Black men. Because your report card is poor. You're failing. You're not standing up there. And let me explain something. You get no points for just doing the things you should be doing, like raising your kids, going to work. You should be doing those things. But the main thing that you should be involved in is fighting this system with everything you have. You can't be a passive observer. You can't look for other people or organizations to do it for you. You have to do it. And if everyone followed this ideology, we could free ourselves overnight. This is Qesankh Ma Kiparu, son of Ma'at and Tahuti. My aunt is the beautiful goddess Heteru. Until my next video, fight the power. Amen Ra.